We are back with a routine-based training again. It's been a bit on and off now for a while, but now I'm finally back just home, no big plans, and I can keep the training consistent. So I will start to chase some new goals within planche and front lever mainly. I will film vlogs now 4 times per week, as I did before as well, for the comp preparation. But now the main things I'm gonna focus on is increase hold time, and that's in general for both planche and front lever, and then also the straight bar Maltese. Straight bar Maltese, minimum 5 seconds. If I can do that, I'm gonna feel like I've succeeded with that goal. So that's gonna be one part that this series is about. And the other thing as well is just the normal planche hold. I need to increase that one because I feel like I'm lacking that one, especially in competitions. I wanna be able to hold it solid despite me being pretty tired. And that's gonna be the main thing. As you also can see now, it is extremely good weather here in Sweden, so I will most likely train a lot outside if the weather is good. And then of course if we have some rainy days or whatever, I'll go inside in the gym. It's gonna be a nice switch up. I always prefer training outdoors if it's possible. Feel a bit more energized. You also get some tan, which I clearly need, especially now in the beginning of the season. All black or all white. And then bring some friends over, always just a vibe. So let's get started. Today the plan is planche training, so increased holds, that's gonna be the main thing, and then also Maltese training, and that's gonna be sort of the structure we will do for the planche workouts, and ending it with some weighted dips as usual. Let's get started. So I'm starting off with Maltese holds, and something I haven't mentioned too much, but that is extremely important when it comes to scheduling your training, is that you want to start with your main goals. So for me at the moment it's going to be Maltese, and then it's going to be the full planche hold. Therefore I want to start the workouts with them when I'm fresh and have full potential to actually perform good sets, and then towards the end I can do things that I can sort of change the intensity. I do maybe some weighted dips, I target some specific muscles, but in the beginning of the session I always want to do the heaviest things and my main goals. So first up, Maltese holds, 3 sets. Not the ideal setup, but it will have to do. That was pretty short hold. I think I will grab the thicker band for this one when I'm doing the straight bar, because it is a bit harder, and then increase the hold time so we get more time and attention. I think that's gonna be the way to go. Alrighty, last set was with a 5 to 15 kg resistance band, and this set I will do the 10 to 30. See if I can increase the hold time a bit more. And like I said, this setup here, it's leaning a bit, it's not the best, but it's still pretty alright. Oh yeah, I think that's way better. Increased hold time. I'm gonna stick with this band. Last set of Maltese hold. Let's see if I can get around 10 seconds, I think so. Usually you can't push it longer than you think. You just sort of give up. So more mentally than actual strength. Let's see how mentally strong I am today. Oh, woo. I'm pretty satisfied. That was actually a long hold. And I feel good connection both in the shoulder and core, which is nice. Means I activate both and don't really just rely on one muscle. Let's move on to some normal planche holds. Supinated grip. Next up is full planche hold, supinated grip. That is my second goal. So I started off with Maltese, which is like the #1 thing I really want to reach. And then the second thing is just to increase my hold so I get better in general in endurance, because that's my weak point right now. So supinated, 3 sets, and then after that we do something else. I don't know if the form was perfect, but it felt pretty solid. Maybe a bit more PPT, so pushing the hips a bit more, but besides that, felt pretty strong. I had to check the footage to see my form, and no, it wasn't that good. The thing we can see is that my bum is a bit too much up, and I have protraction, but that also means that I have the capability of pushing my hips more downwards and get that connection. Otherwise I just look like this arch, which is not really what we want. Of course my legs are still up, so sort of a planche, but not the cleanest form. I'm gonna try to fix it for the second set. Wow. I think we're gonna start to do some straddle ones after I'm done with the full planche, just to increase the time a bit more. They're really similar in the connection. Of course, straddle is easier with leverage, but if I combine them, sort of gets a bit longer sets. I think it's good because I am capable of doing it to start off with, at least. And then as I get stronger, I'll stick to just holding full planche. The last one looked better when it comes to the form, and this time hopefully even better. I'm gonna think about it a lot, because like last time I really focused on it, but I think I'm gonna have to just squeeze as much as I can with my bum, and hopefully that fixes it and makes the form cleaner. That is damn heavy, but I think that was the best one so far. Next up, full planche push-ups. This is gonna be with normal grip. I'm gonna do this and really mark the upper position, because that's where my weakness is. And after a while, we're also gonna then do push-up to marking it and push-up to marking. But for now, I'm just gonna rep it out a bit. And then after that, we have Maltese leans, and then we're gonna end it with some weighted dips. That's gonna be today's workout. Pretty good structure, and doing this for a little while, I think it's gonna give a lot of results, especially in the things that I really wanna get strong in, which is full planche holds and Maltese. I'm not gonna lie, I do feel a bit heavy. I've done it for the last week or something. It's always when your routines get sort of a bit out of normal and you start to change your workouts a bit, you don't train as consistent, you definitely feel it. So now it's really time to get back. It's always fun as well. You know I have a lot of potential as long as I stay consistent, especially with food and stuff as well. If you get all of them right, a lot of things happen. So let's go. Set number 2. Well, that's clearly repping it out. But this is the thing I talked about, like combining power dynamics with being strong in holds, because like I can rep out a lot on a good day, even more than this, but I'm weak in the top position, so even if I can rep here, I have a hard time getting into the full planche hold. So I really think if I can get stronger here, it's gonna give me a way better overall strength, and that's my goal. Holy fuck. Starting to feel like my energy is getting drained. But I think that was at least the hardest thing. Now it's Maltese leans and then dips left. Pretty fun exercises, so that would be good. I hope I'm in frame. Pretty hard to see when I'm literally looking at the sun. Either way, it's time for straight bar Maltese. And I'm gonna use the lower pallets for this. And the reason is because it's simulating the the straight bar Maltese way more. Of course, I could do it on the floor. Number one, the sand is not too great to do it on. I prefer having a P-bar to do it on. And also, I feel way better in the wrists. Especially if I want to train this a lot. It puts a lot of pressure on the wrist if I have it on the floor. Unless I do supinated, but that's really harsh. So I want to do this grip, better for my wrist. And it simulates what I actually want to achieve with the leans. Which is the straight bar Maltese pronated grip. Bit wider. There's no way of not face planting after doing Maltese leans. And with some sweat, you're fucking sticky as well. But I think the hold was good. If I was in the frame and if I zoom so we could see it afterwards. And if I need to change something for the second one. But in general, with Maltese leans, I try to get a bit longer holds so my body gets used to it, get the protraction and just fucking squeeze the hips as much as possible. Let's go. Now you can see it in her face, all she wanna do is touchdown, touchdown. Let me smoke a blunt now, sit down, girl, I don't wanna hear shit now. All you little rappers in the hit now, I don't give a shit, I can make a hit without my damn fist out. What now? Why he looking pissed out? Oh, it's deaf. A pretty good hold. Let's do one more. Final set. For the Maltese leans, then we have the weighted dips, of course. Ah, fuck. Like the stones on my stomach I can't take away, but on the back, impossible. Guess they will come off eventually. It's time for the weighted dips. And look at the weights we have. I think it's about 40 kg in total. Just a lot of different sizes. But it will do. I don't know how many reps I'm gonna do now, but let's do about 15 since this is not even close to what we usually rep. I think the hardest part, if I were to have more weights, is to get up. It's not the best for the shoulders. Oh. I think this was more salt up. This might be the best thing. Fucking hell, a bit irritating. Oop. That was a few good ones. It did feel a bit heavier, but I think that's just because of the structure of it, so it's just a bit uncomfortable to hold. And when you're squeezing the feet, it's like, how the fuck should I hold it? It just feels uncomfortable. But a few reps, that's good. Let's do 2 more sets. I'm also training my feet. They get almost as hard as the hands from walking on this sand. But now in the beginning of summer they are fucking weak. So it's mostly painful. Let's go. Can we do 14 reps? Fuck off.
the nigga with the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Against all odds. Odds on another when you don't discard. The ultimate advice is all I guess I'm charging. If you think you're hard, then I'ma act retarded. Why you ride bikes better off in the car, bitch? I'm off it. Snap, then I'm back at my start shit. You go to the market and I'm up with a hoodie looking like I'm goblin. Steady mobbing. Pushes to the limit, I get talking about
Pretty damn good. Still a bit annoying that it's twisting all the time, but it is what it is. This is dangerous if you have a lot of weights. That's pretty brutal. But damn, in general, a pretty good session. I'm not gonna lie, that was a pretty damn good session. And to be honest, for me, just being outside training with the buddies, it's literally the best thing you can do. I talk a lot about finding ways to enjoy training, and this is definitely one of them. Or it's been working great for me. Just finding a place to really enjoy it. Then you don't necessarily always focus on the training. It's more when you're planning, like, oh, you guys want to come here, meet up, we throw a sesh together, and it sort of becomes this thing. And it's not that it's dedicated only to training. Of course, we do a lot of productive stuff, but that's not the only focus. So you sort of trick your mind into doing things you enjoy, but still get a lot of benefits from it. And that's how we build these healthy routines. We just do things over and over again, which lead to great success, or hopefully, if we stay consistent. But this was the first planche workout on my way of getting a solid 15-second full planche hold and a minimum 5-second full Maltese. Then tomorrow I will do some front lever, and I will tell you more about my goals in that category. Should we do some light flexing? Maybe. I don't necessarily have any great lighting or any specific pump, but it's tradition. Double bicep. I really hope it's in focus as well. The Maltese flex. Sort of disappears out of screen. Now during summer you really need to drink your water and eat your magnesium. It's easy to get cramps. Feel the biceps. When I squeeze it tight, it slightly cramps up. I think that's something. Then the one I'm not as good at, but to be honest, my flexing, if I look at my first video I've ever did, it's most likely a bit better, or I really hope it is. Otherwise it's not that good. I haven't trained it too much, but I've done it in every session pretty much in the end, so we should be getting some progress, even though it's not really my main focus. Now I will stop the talking. Hope you enjoyed today's session. I really did it, and tomorrow, if the weather is good as well, I will train outside again, because this is pretty much the peak performance of life experience. I just love being here, and if I can, I would do it every single workout. And of course we adapt. We bring some weights. We put the bands in the high bar. I have these bars. I also have the static bar from Grenation that I will use tomorrow if I train here. And I have all the P bars, so literally can do almost anything out here, and that is perfect. See you guys soon. Ciao, ciao.